Hi, good morning, everyone. This is Jeff. You get me today as Tim is indisposed this morning and maybe the rest of the day. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to give me a call. Today we're just going to start off talking about the WASD as that came out on Monday for the September report. I got the corn one pulled up right here. Basically, they lowered some acreage and harvested acreage. They lowered the yield by 3 bushels the acre. That was not a shock to the market. It was pretty expected that was going to happen. That's why we didn't get a whole big response on the corn market to the WASD on Monday. We still are really tight on stocks to use here. We're under 10. We're at 8.54 on the September report. Still really bullish. The argument is that already baked into the equation in the market. So they're fighting that out. We had a pretty good day on Monday and kind of fallen off here Tuesday and this morning. The soybean report here, that was the big shock to the market. Was USDA printed a 50.5 on the yield per acre, which was way under what everybody is expecting. Most expectations were closer to 52, kind of keeping it where it was in the August report. They also lowered the acreage just a tad. So, we're printing at 200 ending stocks, which is really tight in the bean markets. That's why we had the big jump on Monday. We had a reversal yesterday, but we'll go through those charts here in a little bit. A lot of other things happening in the macro side. You've got the U.S. talking about China's sanctions, trying to get ahead of them invading Taiwan. You got China and Russia talking bilateral talks with kind of India in the mix a little bit. You had the consumer price index coming out yesterday really high at 8.3%, higher than expectations. So that sent the equities in a downfall yesterday, and the dollar went screaming after that, just assuming that the Fed will now have to keep fighting inflation with higher interest rates. So we go through these WASDs because there's one thing that the Fed can't do is they can't increase this production. They can't do it. So the only way to fight food inflation is to raise the interest rates. So can they do enough to kill it? That's up to the market to decide. That's why we try to really follow the charts and let the price action tell us what's going to happen. Other things that are coming out, we've got export data that has been missing for a month. That should come out tomorrow. Some reason people can't run calculators at the Fed and getting those numbers out to us. So we'll see how the market reacts to that data tomorrow. We also have rumors or indications of a rail strike coming up here this week. So that's really might throw a tizzy into the end user, especially out here in the drought countries that know we're short corn. We're going to be short corn most of the year out here. So that really throws a wrench in their system. So we'll see how that plays out, especially on the basis side. That could get really strong if that comes to fruition. Let's jump to the corn chart. Here's the big run up on Monday. I mean, it was a pretty good day for corn. It wasn't huge like beans. Kind of just the bean market pulled this corn market up with it because that WASD wasn't quite. It was expected, I guess, is what came out was expected. Yesterday we had a little bit of reversal, mostly an inside day, getting a little fall through this morning. So we'll keep an eye on it. If we need to, we'll come out and we lifted those calls on before the report Monday because we thought the risk was too high holding the short calls going into that report. We were getting up toward these numbers. The reason we sold it originally, sold those calls or sold cash, because we got up over to here this range from back here to the bottom of it, and we failed a couple times. So that's why we sure looked like it might roll over right in here. So that's why we, thought there was pretty good risk to the downside, and we wanted to cover that risk for you guys. On Monday, so Friday we had a good day up. On Monday morning, it looked like, our risk to the upside was there, and we wanted to make sure we get those short calls covered. So that's why we made that call. It very well could be that we put those things back on shortly if this thing turns south. If you have any questions on your corn marketing, as always, give us a call. We can always talk about that. But with the stocks to use we got, outside of just the equity markets just dying and everybody, the funds pulling their money from the markets, it still looks pretty bullish as far as our fundamentals on the grain side. Soybean market, as we all know, it was up 73 on Monday. Yesterday we had a reversal. I just want to point out one thing on the soybeans here. So here's the drop from the high in the November contract from 1585 to about 1287 here. If you go off the Fibonacci sequences here, yesterday Monday we had a really good close above the 62% retracement of that number. Yesterday we had a reversal, and this morning it's went back to that 62 retracement number at 1471 and it's bounced back off. So maybe all we're doing is retesting that and see if we can get a retest, and if we go back up here, that's going to be pretty bullish in this market, that we're going to at least get back up into these ranges and staying in it or even getting higher. So keep your eye on that, and we'll keep you informed. Obviously, off that WASDE, it's really bullish. The only thing that we can't fight is the Fed. So you can't fight the Fed. If they're going to really try and tank all the markets, they could do it. Although in election year they try to keep the stock market strong in election years usually. If we go to the wheat market, wheat's just kind of been trickling up, I guess is the word for that. It's just kind of eking its way up. Definitely following the strength in the other markets. Maybe it's just trying to make sure we plant this crop. I mean, it's not good out here in a lot of the wheat country as far as moisture. Getting this crop in with good stand ability, I guess, is the great concern here in our area, at least, of do we have enough? We don't have enough moisture at this point to really get a good stand if we plant it in the dust. So really need some rain, and I think this market knows that, and it really needs to buy some acres. So we'll see how that plays out. Obviously, if the other two markets tank, wheat will go with it. There's probably no question that. If you're really concerned about 23 pricing, and you got your fertilizer locked in, and you want to talk about how to protect that, obviously we'll be happy to discuss those options with you. Not recommending anything at this time. We're going to let this market show us what it's going to do. And when we're talking about the Fed, I mean, this is what we're talking about, is that the strength in the dollar here is pretty high. I mean, we're banging 109. It's really strong dollar, and that just makes our exports pretty expensive. So that's one way to kind of kill some demand is kill some exports. And if it's too expensive for other countries to buy our grain, then it's too expensive. They can get it somewhere else cheaper. Real quick, we'll pull up the cotton chart. It's right in its cloud, kind of in a 50-50 ball here, whether it's going to go lower or higher. We don't have a recommendation at this point. If you want to get some of that locked in for those that aren't in the pool, we couldn't argue with that. The cotton WASDE was Let me find the right one here. Some reason this September, in the September report, they did happen to find some. They're thinking more acres. Beginning stocks went up, so their carry out is bigger than it was in August. I think that's some of the pressure you're seeing in the corn market or in the cotton market. Also with the strength of the dollar. So again, if you have any questions in that, we're not exports in cotton, but we'd sure be happy to talk to you and talk through those options for you if you're interested in that. If you have any questions, as always, give us a call. That's about what I got for you today. I hope you have a great rest of your week, and we'll keep you up to date. Make sure you guys go to our website and download our ebook that kind of walks through some of our strategies. If you haven't done that yet, get you a little more familiar with what we've got going on. So have a great day.